Let's talk adaptation. Hello, my name is Sam, and the capacity to adapt while at the same time staying oneself and fulfill own potential in contact with the world is a big topic to me personally, and it's for sure one of the core topics also for my concept of the Freeist, broadening of the individual freedom. And so, okay, these are some sort of like my empirical observations or whatever fancy words you want to call it. Okay, so first, why even I started in the first place with the topic, because there's something like smallness of the mind, which is actually like infantile position. It's the societies, it's the countries, it's the cities, small cities especially, which are too overly cycled on their own importance in the world which is known. It's good overly to zoom out a bit and to understand that in the context of today's world, where you're one of 8 billions of people, in the context of say 1,000 years only, now is the only thing that matters, right? But in the context of this big word of the big problems / overall problems of the society, or of like 1,000 years, what is happening to today is not really important, and everything passes, right? I don't want to invalidate anyhow our own importance. I believe it's good to act in accordance with own belief to bring value to the world, right? But I mean, I don't overthink my own importance either, and so I don't let other people to overthink their importance and project it on me, like you cannot call me or something, right? Okay, so that's A. And the infantile position about this is this, like, if you imagine the child and you are like, you expect the word to be the same you believe it should be, sort of. So you fight the word, and the same pattern we have when it's like lack of acceptance of the reality, so we try to change things. When someone be like, oh, I want to change the word, I want to change other person, you find people and you think that you want to change your partner or something. It's a very infantile position which comes from whatever, some stuff, and lack of acceptance that things are the way they are, and we, like adult people, are capable of perceiving the truth, of perceiving the reality and accepting it as a maturity capacity. And when we are, and I see it among many libertarians too, right? Like, oh, the world is so unfair and whatever. So all these concepts, when you try to change like some, especially like a bigger system, you wanna, or not like, I would say like when you fight it in a certain way. So that's a very infantile position, and you could say like, oh, but you build a country, girl. And I'm like, yeah, I do, but we actually do not fight the status quo, like, right? So that's actually, to me, that's a very Tao perception that you just create. And it's reflecting my inner philosophy. So I'm pro acceptance and pro creation. So I'm more in this like Eastern philosophy person. And it reflects my position to the world. Second, I would say it's like excessive, say like really black and white perception. So excessive adaptation, and I believe that adaptation can be good when learned properly, but oftentimes, and I'm fighting this, okay? So the problem with adaptation is to really keep in mind to what degree it is a suppression of yourself and not. So like the idea is that you don't want to suppress yourself, you want to preserve yourself while at the same time you sort of like blend into the society. Because I mean, say you come to Thailand and you speak English normally, they won't understand you. You cannot use complicated English. To me that was like very hard at first, and then I lowered to this like sawadee-ka. Yeah, you know. Anyway, and so it changed me. The new society sort of blends into me, and if you know me and if you spend time around myself, so you know that I have these expressions from French, from Vietnamese, from Thai, from Georgian, and I try to, it changes also the way I am, and I'm aware of but sometimes I lose this awareness too. So like it just sort of, I blended in, right? So like I adjusted myself to the society in order to a degree like sort of be perceived normal, right? I think that adaptation is a good skill, so it's learnable. I'm shooting a video. Hello, please come here. That's my colleague. So adaptation is a good thing, and it can be taught, but and it's useful. I believe that it's in our nature because we want to survive, and so like when you go naturally to a new society, it's easier for you sort of to survive if you are able to adapt. But my serious question these days is to what degree we can truly blend in. So like if I go to Vietnam, I will drive a scooter and I will sort of be Vietnamese, right? I will use certain particular Vietnamese expressions and stuff as well. The same in Georgian, but I realized that, say in a smaller city in Vietnam, I observed one thing recently. I was there now, relaxing in the mountains, and I was attending like voluntary Vietnamese classes, and I understood. I was not wearing makeup. I was like, you know, whatever, just like normal girl kind of, and I observed that I can adapt to the degrees to sort of be maybe perceived local kind of on the first sight. Of course, I'm not Vietnamese, right? I mean, you can see that. But you cannot hide confidence, and you don't want to. And this distinguishes sort of your position in the society. You cannot hide, and you should not hide your worth. And here I go to the idea that the topic, first of all, it's not black and white, and second, that the standard in the society is so low, and so like I mean, I want to encourage you to preserve yourself and to make yourself grow, and to not necessarily downgrade yourself to the lower standard of the society where you live. And I seriously think about this a lot these days, because I know that I'm seeking home, and I'm seeking societies where I will be normal, and I seek at least, maybe not a whole society, but at least significant enough amount of people who will understand me at my full potential, and at least understand. So I don't need, I mean, I don't want someone to tear me down low to their standard, and at the same time I don't even need like, so that the surroundings would be like encouraging me or just like pulling me up. I don't need this. I just want to not to interfere with my life. And so there's this concept, you see. One is like the refusal of acceptance of the reality. Second, to be, say, like excessive adaptation. And third, like you may try to blend in to a degree so that you would feel contact with the locals, contact with the society. So like the world is not turning around yourself. The concept is the concept of like bigger systems, the world, the physics, the government and stuff is not dependent on yourself, most likely. The market, and so it's I believe that the way is not to fight. I believe that the way is to create, and we can create through ourselves. We can create through self-expression in a genuine way. And here I also go into the concept of being normal / not being normal, and being ourselves, being genuine from the first day, so that like you actually win through being real, through being true, because you attract like-minded people who accept you for being true. So like, I mean, I just can't, the more you practice truth in your life, the more, I mean, you just can't go with anything else. So yeah, like you can pretend whatever, that you're a good boy, you're a good girl, something. Maybe you know how much I changed over the last year. It's just crazy. And but in reality, like what kind of people will accept you? I don't want them, right? So I want around myself people who do not kill my potential, who want me, who understand that they don't want to, who understand that I can grow the pie, and they're happy for me, and that's it. And it's normal in certain societies. Like surprisingly, Georgia, despite being like a post-Soviet country, people are truly wishing well to the others, and it's very loving society, and that's very good. So you want to have this as best. So it's actually very healthy. You feel like you got the secure base, while at the same time they want you to prosper. And so you want to be yourself. You want to be at your best. You want to surround yourself with super good people. And especially I want to surround myself now with people who are better than I am. And I mean, there are many of them, right? There are a lot of successful people. I love that. But I seek intellectual growth, like intellectual depth. And to me, and then at the same time, the contact with reality, which is something you cannot find oftentimes among too spiritual people, because oftentimes they're like, they lost the contact with reality. And so I realized that to me the filter is self-actualization through self-expression, meaning business. That's to me the ultimate authentic self-expression. And so, well, adapt. The word is not the way we see it as a child. The word is not turning the way we want, and that's it, and it will never do. The word is the way it is. People are the way they are, and we are here to accept that. We are here to work on ourselves, and we can adapt to survive, to self-preserve ourselves, but we are here to actually self-express, to grow. So I believe that the balance between the two, not the infantile position, so the balance between acceptance, capacity for adaptation, and at the same time self-preservation in the authentic way, which is true to ourselves, is the key. I hope that I brought you to some new perspectives, and cheers.